Peter Obi, dismiss your petition in court and support Tinubu to build Nigeria, Amobi Oga. Amobi Oga, Labour Party House of Representatives member, reacting to the petition of the Labour Party presidential candidate. It be your own people. Peter Gregory Obi alleged that Peter Obi should dismiss his petition in court and support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to build Nigeria. He stated that in politics, you lose and you win. Peter Obi should accept the fact that he has lost the petition of the president of Nigeria and support the current president, Bola Tinubu, to build Nigeria. It really be your own people, because how does this ever even make sense? How will this ever make sense? You can literally tell Peter Obi, okay, fine, it's a shame that we've lost. But then tell him to join Tinubu, it shows that even you yourself, given the opportunity, you'd have ran. What a way to expose yourself as a sycophant. Because it shows that that's what you do. Because if you can come outside to be talking anyhow and giving that kind of advice, it shows where you lie and how you're not genuine yourself as well. And I think it was, to be honest, for me, it was such a red flag, just seeing how people from APC and PDP were flocking to Labour Party when obviously the momentum was gaining and obviously, Peter Obi's campaign was building up. It's such a shame, because it's people like this, the sycophants that are low bottom chain, pawns that are used by the ones at the top, running around. No shame, no dignity, no pride. Anyways, well, recall that Amobi Oga became a member of the House of Representatives under the ticket of the Labour Party. Reacting to the tribunal proceedings, he alleged that Peter Obi still has the opportunity to contest and win another time, but he should dismiss his petition. And it's crazy because it's like, even in court, because I personally think that where this is going, it would take a different kind of zeal, resistance, doggedness, as in he just needs and strength, to be honest, to really fight against these people. Because I personally think that as Nigerians, we just see Peter Obi in the tribunal trying to reclaim his mandate. Okay, great. But I think there's always going to be more to the story, and it will be a different level of resistance and fight from where he is. So I just think that his team around him, I just hope that they are strong enough to see this through, because they should not expect anything less from the Nigerian government when it comes to frustrating their efforts and making sure that they do not even see progress. But again, it really be your own people, because it's like, come on, it's a Labour Party House of Representatives, like House of Reps member that is encouraging Peter Obi not just to, dismiss and just end the petition, but then join Tinubu. It's like, and to be honest, my personal opinion is that, listen, I personally think that he can, via his businesses, obviously, it's never as easy as it is because of the access and power and control that Peter Obi has to an extent, and the people that have access to him. I just think he should use his businesses. He should, with the jobs that are available, with his investors, with his investor friends, just like, start with the work. If it's building hospitals, if it's building schools, if it's, helping universities, with strikes, if it's even if it's a private university that he does himself, like, I personally think that obviously, yes, privatization in the private sector also kind of has a role to play in how Nigeria is where it is today. But I just think that the mere fact that the person, which is Tinubu, that he's basically trying to reclaim his mandate from, has been inaugurated. As in, when I personally feel like when you have gone through due process, like, going backwards is just like, what? It's not even that. Tinubu is already signing off bills and laws and policies, like, not just little things. I mean, this guy is devaluing the naira. What else is he doing? The CBN, all that as well. Student loans. Like, he's signing off things under his name President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like, he's gone to work, he started work. So I think, so now how long would it take? So let's say that Tinubu now, Peter Obi now wins. If he was going to, then let's say it would be 2 years after. And then let's say 2 years when Tinubu is still in office. Does that make sense? So it's like, personally for me, I just think that Peter Obi should just do his businesses. And I think in terms of making impact, also understand, like, the people he's also trying to lead. Like, I'm like, no offense to Nigerians. Well, to be honest, take the offense, be offended. But, like, they're not ready for the kind of things that he wants to do. And it's really all down to education and preparing the minds of the people for what is to come. I think that's just the best way to do it, because I think as a people, the extent of our progress only depends on the progress and the extent of our thinking. Because, sorry, but the way Nigerians act, like, the way Nigerians aren't even able to decide and see something good in front of them. And it's not their fault, because we've been used to such bad governance, and we've been used to how the game and how our politics work, that anything that looks good is already suspicious. Like, this person, what intentions do you have? Because our standards are so low. We are so used to rubbish. We are used to the bare minimum. We are used to impunity. We even practice and take part in impunity itself. You know, the lack of order. We also kind of benefit from how messed up the Nigerian system is in some way or the other. But it will never be as beneficial as just having a good living standard where you are able to chase your dreams. And that's the thing. So it's so shameful. You know, it's actually so shameful, because more than just Nigeria, I think it's to give proper context as to how behind we are. We know that we are regressing, and it's such a shame, because, you know, even other countries in Africa where it's like 24 hours electricity, education, safety, like, what as Nigerians do we really pride ourselves on? And to think that the leaders, African billionaires, like, you compared the billionaires of the Western world and what they're doing with their money. Say what you want, whether they're moral or immoral, great, fantastic. But what do you use your money to do? Because they have the power, and they're basically trying to make their countries superpowers. Like, if you're not operating from that mindset, if you're not operating from a place where it's like, they are citizens, what they enjoy, you brag. It's like, sometimes I'm like, do our leaders not feel that inferiority complex when they go to, world, conventions and other things, and they sit amongst powers of the world? It's like, people are making decisions, and Nigeria will just step up. Like, hey, sit down, come sit down. Because I personally feel that's how Nigerians and a lot of African countries are treated. And I get that, come sit down somewhere, please. When we're talking, just go. And it's like, aren't you embarrassed? And so as a leader, it's like, if you it is also in your pride that you have a country that works, that you have skills, and given how intelligent Nigerians are, isn't it shameful that as leaders and past leaders, former leaders, current leaders, that your talents, your resources, your people are your resources, they are going to other countries and contributing to economies and making countries that are already superpowers more of superpowers. So I think, to be honest, I'm not saying there is no hope, but I'm basically saying there's no hope, because the level that we need to get to, the level of thinking of the people, because I think, to be honest, let's now say that what we want from a government is actually in order and is in power. Not saying that Nigerians will not follow, but I think the amount of resistance is like Moses and the Israelites. They cause them a problem. Anyways, put what you think about this in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.